Wake up to reality. I am 𝙈𝙖𝙙𝙖𝙧𝙖, the ghost of Uchiha. As I sit here, listening to the rain, it reminds me of a story from my childhood, a story I haven't shared with many. Someone who was always by my side. We grew up in a small village near the Hidden Leaf, a place known for its tranquility and ancient traditions. One evening, as the sun set and darkness enveloped the village, we decided to explore an old abandoned shrine on the outskirts of the Foresta shrine that the villagers spoke of in hushed tones. The shrine was said to be cursed, a place where the spirits of the past lingered. Despite the warnings, our curiosity got the better of us. As we ventured inside, the air grew colder, and a chilling silence surrounded us. We could hear our own breaths echoing through the darkened halls. The shrine was overgrown with moss and cobwebs, and the ancient statues seemed to watch us with hollow eyes. We stumbled upon a hidden chamber in the depths of the shrine. In the center was a weathered scroll adorned with strange symbols. As we approached, the air grew heavier, and a whispering breeze seemed to surround us. My friend reached out to touch the scroll, and that's when it happened. An eerie, malevolent force surged through the chamber. Shadows twisted and danced on the walls, and an unsettling presence filled the room. We could see the shadows take on forms, ghostly figures from the past warriors, lost souls bound to the shrine. They seemed to wail in sorrow and anger, their voices merging into a haunting melody. Panic overtook us, and we ran, stumbling through the darkness, desperately trying to escape the clutches of the vengeful spirits. As we burst out of the shrine and into the safety of the night, the spirits' cries faded away. We never spoke of that night again, and the shrine was left undisturbed. But sometimes, when I hear the rain, I'm reminded of that night, of the spirits that we encountered, and the curse that lingered in that. We'll never forget that night. The fear we felt, the weight of the spirits' anger, it all left an indelible mark on me. The shrine, with its ancient curses and restless souls, was a stark reminder of the hidden dangers that lurk in the world. It wasn't just an encounter with the supernatural. It was a confrontation with the very essence of fear and darkness. As we grew older, that experience stayed with me. It shaped my understanding of the world, of the thin veil that separates the living from the dead, the known from the unknown. The shrine was a place of forgotten histories and ancient grudges, a symbol of the hidden threats that can arise from the depths of history. Even now, when I see the rain or hear the whispers of the wind, I'm reminded of that night, the shadows we saw, the chilling cries of the spirits. They linger in my memory, a constant reminder of the power of the unknown. I often wonder if my friend felt the same, if the memory of that night haunted him as it does me. It was a lesson, one that taught me the importance of facing one's fears and the dangers that lie beyond the ordinary. Alright, here is another story for you. This time, it's about an experience my friend had in the haunted 𝙈𝙙𝙖𝙙𝙖 forest. The forest is a place that has long been shrouded in mystery and fear. known for its eerie legends and ghostly presence. My friend was always one for adventure, seeking out the unknown with a daring spirit. One evening, driven by a mix of curiosity and bravado, he ventured into the depths of the 𝙤𝙙𝙚𝙖𝙙 forest alone. It was said that the forest was haunted by spirits of the 𝙤𝙙𝙚𝙖𝙙, ancient monks whose souls were bound to the trees in the land after their untimely deaths. As he entered the forest, the atmosphere changed. The air grew dense and heavy, and the canopy of trees blocked out most of the light, leaving him in near total darkness. The forest floor was covered in thick undergrowth and twisted roots, making every step feel uncertain and treacherous. He found himself deeper in the forest, where the trees seemed to close in around him. Shadows moved in the periphery of his vision, and he could feel an unshakable sense of being watched. It was as if the forest itself was alive, whispering and shifting with unseen forces. The deeper he went, the more intense the sensations became, as though the spirits of the 𝙤𝙤𝙚𝙖𝙙 were stirring, disturbed by his intrusion. Panic set in as he realized he was lost, unable to retrace his steps. The whispers turned into a cacophony of voices, and shadowy figures seemed to emerge from the darkness, moving around him with a menacing presence. He could feel the weight of their gazes, their unseen eyes scrutinizing his every move. In a frantic bid to escape, he fled from the clearing, stumbling through the forest until he reached the edge of the trees. Exhausted and terrified, he made it back to safety, but the experience left a lasting impact on him. He spoke of the forest with a mix of awe and fear, forever changed by the encounter. To this day, he refuses to enter the 𝙤𝙤𝙚𝙖𝙙 forest again. The forest, with its haunting presence and restless spirits, remains a place of deep mystery and dread, a reminder of the power that lies hidden in the unknown. Let me tell you another story from my childhood. This one is about a time when a demon managed to breach the safety of my home, a story that still haunts me to this day. It was a quiet evening, and my family had just finished dinner. We were enjoying a calm night, with the gentle glow of lanterns casting soft shadows on the walls. My parents were in the other room, and I was alone in my room, immersed in my studies. The peaceful atmosphere was suddenly shattered by a strange, unsettling feeling. It was as though something was wrong, something I couldn't quite place. It wasn't long before I realized that something was in the house, something that shouldn't be there. The whispers grew louder, and I could hear scratching sounds, like claws against wood. I could see shadows moving under the door, dark and twisted, creeping closer with each passing moment. With a pounding heart, I opened the door to investigate. What I saw is something I will never forget. A dark, menacing figure stood in the hallway, its form shifting and distorting as if it were made of pure shadow. Its eyes glowed with a malevolent light. And a chilling aura surrounded it. It was a demon, a creature from the darkest corners of the supernatural world. was frozen in terror, unable to move as the demon approached. Its presence seemed to drain the warmth and light from the room, leaving only an overwhelming sense of dread. I could feel its eyes boring into me, its malevolent intent clear. In a desperate bid to protect myself, I called out for my parents. The sound of my voice seemed to break the demon's hold, and it recoiled slightly, its form flickering as if struggling to maintain its shape. My parents came running, and when they opened the door, the demon vanished into thin air, leaving behind only the lingering chill and the unsettling silence. We searched the house thoroughly, but there was no trace of the demon. My parents reassured me that it was just a nightmare, but I knew better. The experience left a deep scar on my psyche, a reminder of the thin barrier between our world and the realm of darkness. Even now, the memory of that night lingers, a chilling reminder of the unknown dangers that can slip through the cracks and into our lives. It taught me that not all threats are visible, and some are far more insidious than we can imagine. Throughout my life, I have faced countless challenges and encountered many horrors. Each experience has shaped me, tested my resolve, and strengthened my spirit. So, I stand here today, unwavering and resolute. I am 𝙈𝙖𝙙𝙖𝙧𝙖, the ghost of 𝙤𝙖𝙙𝙖𝙧𝙖.